Hello, good evening and welcome to another edition of Eye on Port. It is proudly brought to you by Goil Company Limited, also the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and Serene Insurance. The proud media partner for the program is the Business and Financial Times. So tomorrow or Thursday for Business and Financial Times, if you get that edition, you should read a lot more about what transpires on this platform. Also tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. an abridged version of the program will be shown on GH1 television, and then on Wednesday an abridged version should be shown on Ghana television. Today we have very important topics to discuss. We're going to discuss cancer. And the maritime industry or the port industry takes this particular subject, health. It's important because without health you can't do anything, and it is only with good health that you can be productive for whatever industry you find yourself. So we'll talk about cancer, particularly when we are in the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll be joined by the International Maritime Hospital doctors who are going to educate us, enlighten us a bit, and also tell us what we can do and what facilities are available for us to take advantage of. We'll also be talking about another important assignment. Over the week, we realized that His Excellency the President of the Republic, as well as the Norwegian President, launched an important assignment on behalf of the International Chamber of Commerce. Also, the United Nations Development Program launched the For Better Business Together. We will be assessing the potential for that particular project for Africa. We'll take a look at what is in there for who and who can take advantage of what has been launched by the President of the Republic, as well as other key allies and stakeholders within that industry. We'll return shortly after the break.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with Goil Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. Goil has that sorted. Goil, good energy.
Electricity, pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Oh, how are you?
Hi Yvonne, a few words please. Everyone is talking about the fire at your production house last week. How are you holding up? Has production stalled?
No, not at all. My crew and everyone on my set is perfectly fine because I insure with Serene Insurance. As a matter of fact, I've had all my equipment replaced, including the vehicles that were affected. My workers have been sorted out. Even my production downtime has been covered. So it's all good. I have a meeting to attend to, so I have to get going. Sorry about that.
Which insurance company did you mention?
Serene Insurance, the new face of insurance, a member of First Sky Group.
Sa coronavirus yare no yare a sign pa. So obinya bi na se opo wagu so ana se ohwinti gu so a utumenya yare ni bi.
Okadi ni bahani onaka oyehila ekoji. Ohebanye do. Obawulo. Ogobahunu. Obachine, Ojamba wohe, Obana sen kaka, mekuma musunchon mekuma nuni anihi chituma boni nke jemo femo ba chon okaji neko.
Coronavirus infection, the symptoms can range from mild, one of it being asymptomatic. Asymptomatic just means that you may not have any symptoms at all, and the disease process can gradually worsen to be a severe form, the severest being ultimately death.
We are expected to sanitize our hands when our hands are not visibly soiled or you can't really see dirt on your hands. If you can see dirt on your hands, the best thing to do is to wash your hands with soap and the running water.
If you're using any of the cloth face masks, always make sure you have a rubber bag ready to receive it when you remove it, or you have a bowl of warm soapy water in which you can place the mask and wash. Wash your mask, dry in the hot sun for at least 5 hours, and apply heat by way of ironing.
Utiliser les ports de TEMA et de Takoradi, c'est avoir un traitement rapide et sécurisé de vos marchandises diverses en conteneurs, en sac ou en vrac, ainsi que tous vos véhicules en transit. Le Ghana a construit un parking bien pavé pour tous les véhicules en transit. Une nouvelle gare frigorifique pour le stockage de la marchandise congelée en transit. Avec un nouveau centre de traitement de données construit et la mise en œuvre efficace d'un guichet unique national qui permet aux données d'être accessibles par tous les intervenants, le traitement des dossiers dans les ports du Ghana est maintenant efficace et plus efficient. Utiliser les ports du Ghana, c'est profiter des systèmes de portes électroniques et d'exploitation des terminaux ainsi que de la réservation des navires en ligne, entraînant ainsi un parc de camions fiable pour un acheminement de vos marchandises dans les brefs délais avec un suivi satellitaire jusqu'à nos frontières.
Les femmes, à vous les honneurs.
Les ports de TEMA et de Takoradi célèbrent la femme. Que les bienfaits de cette célébration apportent plus de bénédictions.
Welcome back to the studio. So here in the studio we have Dr. Helen Tete. She's a head of clinical services with International Maritime Hospital. Dr. Tete.
Dr. Tete.
Dr. Tete. I noticed that as soon as I said Dr. Helen Tete, you spied me small. Said the man is changing minds me. Doc, pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
What are you launching this week?
So, God willing, tomorrow we are launching what we call our oncology services at IMA, International Maritime Hospital. As a hospital, one of the things that we seek to do is to increase kind of services that we offer. We've also realized that cancer is on the increase. The incidence of cancer is on the increase. And one thing about cancer is that the earlier you pick it up, the better the outcome. And so as a hospital, we are positioned to offer cancer screening services, diagnostic services for cancer, and also treatment for some selected cancers. And so we are launching this service tomorrow in the morning at 10 a.m. at the International Maritime Hospital.
Okay. So take us through some of the cancerous diseases that, that IMA in particular you're focusing on.
All right. I think that IMA is positioned such that we have a wide range of diagnostic and treatment setups which can be applied to cancer. It's been found out that the commonest cancers among women, especially, is breast cancer.
Yeah.
The other one, which is very common, is cervical cancer. And among men, the other common one is prostate cancer. And so for the initial stages, we are offering screening services regularly. Anytime you walk into the hospital, you can be screened for breast cancer, for cervical cancer, and for prostate cancer.
Okay.
Without any appointment, without you just walking, and we have that service to be able to screen you.
Free screening?
For the month of October, for breast, it is free.
Okay.
For the month of October.
Only breast cancer?
Only
breast screening?
Breast screening is free. But after October, we'd offer the others. But of course, you would pay something to have the screening done.
Okay.
But it's affordable.
Okay. And in the month of October, the other two, that's prostate and cervical, you pay something?
You pay something. you pay something for it. But what we have done is that in recognition of what happens internationally, that worldwide in October, there's breast cancer awareness. And so for the month of October, we are not only screening for free, but we are also offering a big discount on the diagnostics that goes with breast cancer. When you are examined and we pick any findings, okay, the next step is to do either an ultrasound or a mammogram, depending on your age and depending on what we find. And so in IMA, for the month of October, we've discounted these services up to 40% of what you would normally pay. And not only that, but even if initially we recommend a mammogram for you, and we realize that after doing the mammo, you need a complimentary ultrasound, you won't pay for it. Okay. So it's like whatever you pay initially, that's it.
Okay.
Now, if we have to go on, we think that what we have done from the ultrasound and the mammo is likely to be cancerous. And we need to take a biopsy. What we do is that you would have to go for us to take a sample of what we had found and then examine it. That process has also been discounted so that you can have the biopsy for a fixed price and also the examination to be able to confirm that what you have is cancerous is also been discounted.
Yeah. Now, you work in a hospital that, well, I would say that it's built by the Port and Harbours Authority. It also focusing a lot within an industry, though I know you extend your services to other places and all of that, but of what significance should people place on this particular screening services that you are putting out there, particularly folks who are energetic and are working and never assume that they have any cancer or whatsoever?
You know, when it comes to cancers, I'm particularly very passionate. At my age, I don't think I'm that old, but I've lost 5 of my mates.
I see.
You know, from primary school all the way to university. I can count 5.
To cancer?
To cancer, who have died.
Interesting.
And for all these ones, I believe that, in fact, for one of them I was in very close contact with, if we had picked this up early, a lot could have been done. And so that is why we are passionate about pushing this message out there, that something can be done about all these cancers. But what can be done depends on the stage and the time that we detect it. Now, if you get into the habit of regular screening, then if even there is something that is coming, it can be picked up early. And then all the options that you have will be available for you. And so that's what we're saying. And the thing about cancer is that it grows very slowly. By the time that, and it doesn't give you any warning sign that something is going on in your body until it gets to a certain size. But when you go and you screen, these things will be picked up. So you might be going around not feeling anything, very energetic, going about your work, and all these were doing so. Until one day, at the point where it becomes big, where you begin to detect the signs. By then, I'm sorry, it's gone far.
I see.
But prevention is much, much better than cure. So that's why we are saying come early.
Yeah. Are you then suggesting that almost everybody should come and screen at some point? Because if we can't tell until the thing begins to develop, you know, physically, before you can feel within your body, then, and you are advising that we detect it early enough, then you are more or less advising that all of us should begin to come test for it.
In fact, everybody should do that. Take advantage of what's happening in October. But beyond October, we also advocate that once in a month, especially for breast cancer, and for the schedules for the other cancers are slightly different. But for breast, once you have a breast, and it's not only for the women.
I was coming to that. Because that's been the assumption that, you know, when you talk about breast cancer, a lot of people will turn to the ladies.
The risk for breast cancer is, one of the risks is the fact that you have a breast. So men have breasts, women have breasts. It's only that women tend to have it more than men. But men also get breast cancer. And so for everyone, we say that at least once a month, you would examine your own breast. And so when you come to the hospital as well, we will teach you how to do your own self breast examination, both men and women.
Nice.
So that even when you don't come that often, once a month for yourself, you will be able to do it.
Okay. You give us small rapport before, I go to the prostate one. The breast cancer, for instance, now that you have mentioned that even the males can get it, I can see some small samples on the screen. Just take me through some few ones. Can you see that?
I can see
how
that.
How do I,
Okay.
in my own way, try to examine something small for the men, for the ladies as well?
And so the whole rationale behind examining your breasts regularly is that you need to know what the normal feels like for you, so that if there is any change, you can easily pick it up. And we say that is a systematic way of doing it, and you examine with your palms, okay, inside your fingers.
Okay.
So the 4 fingers, and as you're doing it, is a circular motion. So that's what you can see.
You
rub it round, and your breast is sitting on a muscle and on a bone. And so as you press it, you're pressing the breast against the bone. So there's a soft tissue and a bone behind it. If there is anything, you will feel it in between your fingers. And you go in an organized way. So you divide the breast into 4. 2 nipples. So the nipple, a line.
One breast, the other half into 4.
So a line drawn from the top of your shoulder down through your nipple.
Okay.
And then across. So it's like you do a cross through the nipples. So then you have 4 areas. So the first part outside, close to your armpit, then the second one closer to your chest, then down and then out. So you start from the outer one in your armpit, and then you go in that circular manner. And all you try to do is feel every part of that breast in that area. Make sure that you don't feel any lump.
Okay.
Then you move on to the next part. Also the same. Then the bottom, and then the last. The key thing is that for everybody, there is a small lump, one huge lump in your breast.
Yeah.
So that is one, that is normal. So once you get to know how it feels, then subsequently, if you do it every month and you see there's a small change, you will actually feel it. And that is what will alert you. But apart from the feel, okay, you also look. We're saying that when there are distortions, the 2 breasts should look the same when you stand in front. Same size when you stand in front of a mirror. For the women, one is slightly bigger than the other, but then the shape is the same. So when you look in a mirror and you see that the shape is not the same, it's distorted, then that should be a cause for alarm. The other thing is that you look at the skin on your breast. The skin should be the same. It should look smooth and nice. Okay. But sometimes you'd find that there are changes in the skin, and typically we say it looks like the back of an orange.
Yeah.
It's dimpled. So if you see any of those dimples, then you should be alert and go to the hospital. Then the last one is when you have finished palpating the breast, you squeeze the nipple with the 2 fingers. You actually squeeze it, and there should be no discharge.
Okay.
Or if you feel something comes out, it should be something very small. If you squeeze the nipples and there is a bloody discharge, which is continuous, or sometimes you don't even squeeze it, but it happens, then that should alert you that there's something going on, which should not be. So if you're able to do this for yourself, and you use the right hand to examine the left breast, and the left hand to examine the right breast.
That's a lot of work. Now,
that's not.
let's come to the prostate one, because a lot of assumption is that, for the men, you have to turn 40 before you go testing and all of that. So when you start assembling people around 40 to go and test, they all tell you, but I don't feel anything. I'm the energy day,
So again, it's the same story. It's the risk. So it's been found that prostate cancer is more common in men who are above 40. And so from that age on, we say that you should screen for it. And for the men, it's actually even more simple. Okay, you do a blood test, what we call the PSA, to see what the levels of this is. And once we do the test and the levels are increased, the doctor will examine you further, and then based on that, we also go the next step and we take a biopsy if the prostate is enlarged. But usually when the prostate is enlarged, it starts slowly and is a slow process. It doesn't give you any sign, you don't feel anything, until it gets to a size where it becomes so big that it begins to compress on your urethra. Urethra is the one that your urine passes through. And so for most men, the first sign they see is that they are struggling to urinate.
Yeah.
It's not coming. And then that is when they now rush into the hospital. But if you would just go on your normal hospital rounds, you can request and say, look, I'm 40. I haven't done a PSA test. Can you just do one for me? It's quite straightforward.
Yeah.
And you will do it, and you will get to know what it is. And we are offering that at DIMA.
Okay.
And our program is such that once you come in and you do a first one, we will actually follow you up.
Okay.
So even if you don't come,
you call them up.
we will call you to come back
Or
and
visit
do it
them.
when we have to do it again.
And that one, okay, so that one, are you looking at people, men who are above 40, for
Men
instance?
who are above 40.
Okay. The cervical as well?
So for the cervical again, for women who are above 30, we do what we call a pap smear. And we say that regularly you should do a pap smear.
Okay.
And so again, it's a very simple procedure. We just take some of the cells at the cervix. The cervix is the opening of your womb. So just a brush through to pick some of the cells, and we take it to the lab to examine. And once we do the first one, if it is normal, we'll give you the reports. If it is normal, we'll say that after 5 years you repeat. After 5 years you repeat. When you get to a certain age, then we reduce the interval. So it's really quite simple.
Okay.
Comparing the effect and what happens when you actually get the disease to what the process to screen it. It doesn't match.
Because a lot of people have the pap smear, for instance, they find it very discomforting. So they feel that I deal with and all of that. How are you getting people out of the phobia to come? Because even the prostate, you pull up young men to say, let's go and do it. And they tell you this thing you are going to do, the processes they will take you through and all of that. How do you
so at IMA,
encourage people to come
we
in?
actually simplify the process.
Okay.
We just have a designated room so that immediately you get to IMA and you say you are going to the pink room.
Yeah.
We cut the processes for you because we know that people don't want to go through the processes. And if it is cumbersome, then it even makes it worse. They don't want to do it at all. So what we have done is to simplify it and then also do what we are doing. A lot of advocacy. Talk to people, to appeal to people so that they can do it. Because in the end, you stand to benefit as an individual.
Definitely. And what are you also doing to encourage working people, working class people to come in? Now, I just got a message from the Customs Corporate Affairs, for instance, and they say, oh, this is interesting. We wish that all our customs ladies come to IMA for this training. Now, how are you getting folks within all these corporate environments, United Nations Development Program, International Chamber of Commerce, go to them and say, let all your folks come to IMA and come and screen?
I mean, that's why we are here today.
So they've heard you?
They've heard me, and they can send the message.
Okay.
And we are also making a lot of noise on social media. And for the community within the harbor, we've actually sent letters out for people to know that this is what we are doing in the month. We're actually starting in the month of October. And for us, we are not stopping. For most people, once it's October, they start the screening, they offer it for free, and after October, it's done. Yeah. But we are continuing after October as a service that will be continuously run at IMA. And so tell a friend, say something to somebody.
Yeah. But you would also want to go to, say, Customs, for instance. They are making the inquiries now. Or would you tell them, can they come to you? Can somebody lead them to come to you and come negotiate what should go into it and what?
Okay, so we are quite open. And the agenda we are pushing is that if you are not able to come to us and you want us to come and even offer the service on your premises, we would.
Okay.
We would. And so when we, at the end, we'll put our numbers there. You can just call. We can arrange to have this done. And what we're doing for October is that we are actually screening on Saturdays as well.
Okay.
To allow corporate people who are working Monday to Friday the space to be able to come.
Okay. So Saturday, but not Sunday.
Not Sunday.
You don't have Sunday in addition. Okay. And what time do you close in the course of the weekdays?
So we finish at 4. But it's an appointment system. If you are there before 4, we won't turn you away. We will still take care of you.
Your contact, again, direction to International Maritime Hospital, and then,
Okay.
Any other information you think you can give out?
International Maritime Hospital is located in TEMA, Community 3, and it's Site B.
Okay.
You actually wouldn't miss it. On Google Map, you can easily find International Maritime Hospital.
Okay.
I
think got a special contact. We can put it on the screen.
We can put it on the screen so that...
Yes. But you can read it out as well for those who are listening and probably wouldn't have the chance to watch. So we will say to Customs, we will say to the Ghana Shippers Authority, the Ghana Maritime Authority, the International Chamber of Commerce, UNDP, and everyone. The month of October, we expect you to take advantage of this. Get to the International Maritime Hospital and have yourself screened. The earlier, the better. Just get to know. Okay, so you can read out your personal if that's difficult. Anyway.
So the number we are using for this process is 054 749 4254.
Okay.
So I'll take that again. 054 749 4254. And this number is just dedicated to the oncology service.
Okay.
And so somebody is available to answer you and to help you whenever you call.
Okay. Good. Thank you very much, Dr. Tete. Dr. Helen Tete is the head of clinical services with the International Maritime Hospital, and they have a very important program this week, or this month, the entire month. This week, you're also launching the Pink Room.
So the oncology service goes together with the pink room and then the chemo suite.
Okay.
So where you can have the chemotherapy done.
Yeah. So you have to endeavor to take part and take advantage, particularly now that it's not as expensive as probably when we get off the grace period. So thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much. We hope to catch up another time and get more education on this cancer business. We're going to talk about the For Better business together shortly. The past week, a very important assignment ensued. It was led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic. Let's take a glimpse of what happened there, and we will return with in-depth discourse on that.
Ministry of Business Development, the Republic of Ghana, and in collaboration with the UNDP, the ICC, and the Business for Peace Foundation, I'd like to welcome you to the global launch of For Better Business Together. Ladies and gentlemen, please be on your feet as we welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Thank you. At this juncture, I have the singular honor and privilege to introduce to you His Excellency President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, ECOWAS Chairman, Co-Chair of SDGs, and Mr. Dua. You're welcome.
I thank the organizers of this event for the invitation to participate and deliver this address at the global launch of For Better Business Together. On behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I declare the For Better Business Together project duly launched. May God bless Ghana, the Kingdom of Norway, the ICC, the UNDP, and us all. I thank you for your attention.
The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us that it is more important than ever for the public and private sector to collaborate at both international and national level to enable businesses and the people they employ to ride out the pandemic and to emerge more resilient and sustainable to face the future. The For Better Business Together program is a concrete example of the potential of public-private collaboration to have a real impact on the ground. I wish you all success for your efforts to work for better business together.
Okay, so that's the event that took place in the course of the week. That's the launch of the For Better Business Together. We're going to analyze the potential of launching that particular project for Africa or African businesses, and particularly Ghana as well. The gentleman in the studio seated, Dr. Frederick Mugisha, the economic advisor to the UNDP Ghana. Dr. Mugisha, did I get it right?
Yes, correct.
Because I know that he also has a Ghanaian interpretation, right?
You can use Inshira.
Inshira. So Mugisha means Inshira.
Correct.
Dr. Frederick Inshira.
Yes.
Okay, then let me put the Mugisha away. The Mugisha is a Ugandan name, right?
Correct.
You are from Uganda. So he's the economic advisor to the UNDP Ghana. Also in the studio is our own man, Mr. Emmanuel Doni-Kwame. He's the Secretary General, International Chamber of Commerce, Ghana. Mr. Doni-Kwame, pleasure to have you in the studio.
Pleasure is all mine.
I'm going to pick a few. Once you have settled, we're going to chew on what we saw, and then we will come find out what it is all about that we have launched in this country, what is in it for businesses. And if you're a business person, if you're a startup, this is the time you have to grab a seat and settle, because there's something good coming your way. In the meantime, some news around the port industry quickly.
The Parliamentary Select Committee on Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs has embarked on a monitoring and fact-finding visit to the TEMA fishing harbour to interact with producers and processors in the fishing industry, in addition to observing industrial fishing vessels discharging fish at the fishing harbour. The members of the Parliamentary Select Committee first visited the inner harbour to observe the discharging of tuna from tuna vessels, as well as trawl vessels. The parliamentarians also walked through the fish market and canoe basin to interact with the fishing community on developments regarding the preservation and trade in fish. In a meeting with the National Fisheries Association of Ghana, the association revealed that some challenges that face the fisheries sector include inadequate supply of anchovy for pole and line tuna fishing, expensive license fees for industrial fishing vessels, high cost of marine gas oil, as well as safety concerns of fishing vessels and crew at sea. NAFAG appealed for the support of the members of parliament to address the fishing license cost in particular, which is currently at a price of $135 per gross registered tonnage. According to them, if nothing is done about it immediately, the pole and line vessels will be rendered inoperative. The Parliamentary Select Committee on Food, Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs also interacted with the Ghana Navy, who highlighted the growing threat of piracy to fishing vessels in the Gulf of Guinea. The ranking member of the Parliamentary Select Committee, Kwesi Etubon, said the fisheries sector employs about 10% of Ghana's population, and thus they need to embark on such working visits to ascertain developments that have significant influence on the industry.
We being policymakers, it's our duty to support them so that the 10% they are using can contribute more than the 4.8%. Maybe in the long term, if 10% is contribute about 10% of the GDP, it will expand the job creation base, especially the tuna sector, for instance, has potential for the country.
He assured of his outfit's commitment to take up all the issues with Parliament in order to mitigate some of the challenges in the fisheries sector so as to improve the sector's contribution to the nation's development.
I also assure them that as policymakers, we'll make sure most of the challenges they've mentioned to us will be sorted out for the industry to be sustainable.
3 Ghanaians have been disembarked at the port of TEMA after being nabbed mid-voyage in Namibian waters during their stowaway attempt. The stowaways, namely Emmanuel J, 45 years, Akese Francis Allen, 46 years, Samuel Yali, 45 years, all from Elmina in the central region of Ghana, claim to have successfully embarked the vessel MV Kota Lumba with a bamboo ladder at the blind side of ship's crew late September 2020. However, they were caught in the vessel when they left their hiding place in search of food and water after theirs ran out in the middle of the voyage. On October 1, the Ghanaian stowaways were transferred to a sister vessel, Kota Salam, at Walvis Bay anchorage for repatriation to Ghana. According to the stowaways, although they had no prior idea where the ship was going, they were hopeful it would be destined for a country that offers greener pastures.
I'll fight for a lot of years, maybe 3 years or so. Still, I didn't get it, but just I will decide that I want to plan to travel with ship. Yeah, so I will try to find out and get ship. When I get ship, I don't know where the ship is going, but I take the ship.
They revealed that they had traveled to TEMA from Elmina in pursuit of better livelihoods, but they could not make ends meet, hence the decision to stow away. The head of intelligence at the port of TEMA, Sheikh Labaran Salifu Bari, advised the general public to eschew the deviant act of stowaway, as it is a highly dangerous adventure.
The COVID-19 pandemic has shown us that it is more important than ever for the public and private sector to collaborate at both international and national level to enable businesses and the people they employ to ride out the pandemic and to emerge more resilient and sustainable to face the future. The For Better Business Together program is a concrete example of the potential of public-private collaboration to have a real impact on the ground. I wish you all success for your efforts to work for better business together.
My guest, Dr. Frederick Mugisha, Economic Advisor, UNDP Ghana, Mr. Emmanuel Donikwame, Secretary General, International Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Donikwame, what is the For Better Business Together about?
The For Better Business Together program, it's to more or less improve societies and to enhance the human potential to flourish. And we realize that this cannot be achieved through just the private sector, but you need the cooperation or the collaboration between the public sector and the private sector. So together with UNDP and the Ministry for Business Development, the International Chamber of Commerce, and the Business for Peace Foundation, we thought it wise that as we commemorate the 20th anniversary of the UN Global Compact, which is an initiative by the former Secretary General of the UN, Kofi Annan, yeah, whose main vision was to unite business for a better world. And we've now realized that it's more relevant now as we face the biggest challenge on our hands now with the COVID pandemic. So Ghana was chosen as the first country for a pilot project of that nature by the UN at the last General Assembly to look at how best we can rebuild businesses better together.
Ghana was chosen among all countries in the world?
Yeah, in addition to Colombia, Turkey, and the Philippines.
Okay,
for
these 4 countries?
Yeah, for the COVID-19 private sector global facility. So in Africa, Ghana was chosen for the first pilot to see how best the private sector and the public sector can work together to see to it that any stimulus effort goes down to the real economy where an impact will be felt.
Okay, we'll come to why Ghana was selected, but what's the purpose? What are the objectives that you are looking at?
So we basically have initially 3 components. The first is to protect businesses and help them transform.
Okay.
And we are informed by what Ghana Statistical Service has done in terms of tracking the impact of COVID-19 on businesses and what is required for them to transform. The second is looking at this SDG investor maps. This is where you identify investment opportunities and then link those investment opportunities to investors, and then do a matchmaking to enable the businesses take advantage of that. And this is being done in all the 16 regions of Ghana. And then the last one is the entrepreneurship, which is bringing together young entrepreneurs and making sure that we help them transform.
But did you say the Statistical Service is helping to track the impact of the COVID-19? Is that what it is?
That's correct. So they did the first wave. They will be releasing the second wave soon. And one of the things that is related to this in the second wave is that 30% of businesses know about the African Continental Free Trade Area. But what is really very profound is that when you explain to them what it is, then 78% want to jump on it because they see it as transformative. And there arise the energies, there arise the work that still needs to be done to make sure that even as young people, when they are in school, they can be able to aspire and know that the market is not limited to their district or to their country, it is the whole continent.
But I'm interested in the tracker, the Statistical Service tracker, for instance. What are they tracking? What are they looking for? Maybe Mr. Adonikwa.
Yeah, it's captured the impact of the COVID-19, the lockdown. The survey was done right after the lockdown on its impact on businesses. And we realized that some did collapse. Some businesses had to cut down on the salaries of workers. Some are restructuring to contain the situation. And there was a lot of the use of digital solutions at the time, because people had to start working from home. So these are some of the information that was captured. And then there was also the lack of information for most people, as you mentioned, that even the AFCFTA, a lot of people knew nothing about it. They knew of ECOWAS. So these are things that the tracker brought to the fore. And he said, yes, there will be a follow-up survey with the Statistical Service together with the other partners, I guess is the World Bank, to capture more data for government and our development partners to.
Okay. And once these data is captured, what are you seeking to do with it? How would you resolve some of the issues that or concerns that would emerge from that statistics?
So there are a couple of directions that this will take. So, for example, on the Continental Free Trade Area, what is very clear is making sure that people know what it is, and actually we try to make it the people's movement. In terms of the impact on what they wanted to see, was that they really wanted to see whether they can reduce the cost of borrowing, so they can be able to move a step. They also wanted to strengthen the digital infrastructure so that they can be able to access more the internet, but also be able to take advantage of online businesses going on, whether they want to take advantage of Jumia or Alibaba or whatever. But really the point was to expand the digital infrastructure as to well.
Okay. Mr. Adonikwame, the first point, for instance, says that the ICC, you are seeking to have African centers of entrepreneurship to support startups and create jobs. As part of the launch of this Better for Better Business Together that we have seen. When is that taking off?
We already have ICC centers of entrepreneurship in Turkey, and we just launched one last week in the Lebanon.
Beirut,
the one in Beirut. The first one on our soil in Africa will be in Ghana, and plans are well advanced. We've started work on that. What we intend doing is not to reinvent the wheel. There are a lot of other initiatives of that nature in the system. So we'll be working closely or partnering with all the various hubs in the country and on the university campuses. Okay. But ours we'll kickstart with a digital platform together with ICC Paris, and we'll make sure we make use of our global network to try and bring corporations closer to startups, and also to look at entrepreneurs that need coaching and mentoring. And then we get you experts around the world who can guide you for you to develop whatever concept you have that can be scaled up globally here.
So this will be a center for startups who want resources in terms of capacity building and all of that to be able to grow. Is that the picture? Exactly. Okay.
And those also looking for investors.
Okay. Yeah. And where will it be? Who can take advantage of it?
We, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be working closely with the Ministry of Business Development and all other initiatives of that nature. We know there is an innovation hub at the KNUST. We're currently working with the ministry to set up one on the Legon campus, and then we'll have one at the University of Development Studies. And then apart from the universities, it's not every startup that may be coming from academia. So we will also have one situated in the business district for anybody with any creative or innovative idea who will want to be part of this project to approach us. And then early next year, we hope to have a global pitching event and more or less scale up the presidential pitch with and then get a larger global audience to be part of it. Yeah.
Let me get that one clear. You know, we already have the presidential pitch.
Pitching, yeah.
We have a lot of people pitching and all of that. You want to scale that particular program up to a global level.
Yeah, global pitching event. Yeah.
Okay. What would be different in that, and what is expected?
We're working closely with another organization called Mind the Bridge. Okay. And then we'll be looking at digital solutions and young entrepreneurs, even existing businesses who want to scale up and then have very creative and innovative ideas can pitch. There is an arrangement for those who develop apps or IT solutions to be sponsored to Silicon Valley for a period.
To Silicon Valley?
Yeah, through the Mind the Bridge program, to be there for a period. And then we as ICC will make sure at least whatever innovative ideas you have will be protected, at least your intellectual property is guarded, so that we arrange the best relationships that you can get. Yeah.
And apart from the ICT, those in the ICT sector, which other areas, for instance, a young farmer, for instance, wants to take advantage, is it available? What sort of qualifications are you looking at and specifics?
Strangely enough, I missed one point. Okay. The entire project is looking at SDG-related investment.
Okay.
So everything will be focused on SDG, Sustainable Development Goals-related investment. So
okay. What are these, though?
We want projects, we want to rebuild businesses with a business-ready mindset. So green issues are one, climate change is one. We want to find solutions to our problems globally. And these challenges present opportunities for people to think outside the box. And as you develop these solutions, we end up creating a better world for all of us. And these solutions should not come from other countries, but within Ghana, we can find solutions to this. And we're really doing very well as far as dealing with the pandemic.
Okay, then the UN, you have the part that is looking at developing SDG investment maps that will guide investors in matching resources with innovative ideas. How is that also happening?
So the way it is happening, these things are all related and they feed into each other. So the way it is happening is that the SDG opportunity, investment opportunities in the regions, in the 16 regions, we put them together into one sheet, if you want. And then we identify what are the issues, what are the bottlenecks, how do we get those bottlenecks away, what are the opportunities, and so on and so forth. And then we say, okay, where are the investors who are willing to put money into this? And then they would come, and then we match them with those, and then they take the investment forward. Now, what seems to be emerging, for example, now is that there are investment opportunities in agriculture related to value addition. For example, there are investment opportunities in electricity distribution. There are investment opportunities that relate to digital technology. There are several investment opportunities, and at the end we'll have maybe about 50 investment opportunities. And then this is an ongoing process. And then in the pitching event, where we bring the businesses, we will match them to those investment opportunities. And then create a mechanism whereby the Ghanaian businesses are prepared to be able as well to take advantage of that.
The other thing I wish that we can tell, because I see some young men have sent messages that can I begin to just write to ICC or write to the UNDP and say that I have this idea, and I mean now, I have this idea and I want to pursue and all of that, I need your support. Is that what the picture looks like?
Exactly.
And also, how do you intend to advocate, begin some advocacy and let people understand really what you have for them?
We more or less kick-started advocacy with your platform. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the thematic areas have already been mentioned. First is to protect businesses, to save lives and livelihoods, and also to save our SMEs. And as a result of the findings of the tracker, ours is to look at policy responses from government. One is the stimulus package through NBSSI. I guess the next survey by Statistical Service will want to know the impact of that stimulus package to SMEs to see whether it did help. Some have not received it as yet, So we want to make sure that package gets to the real economy. Ours is yet about to roll out the private sector COVID global facility. We're still looking at modalities, support. We will inspire, we will connect, we will also educate as far as the various requests that are coming in. ICC currently has its Center of Entrepreneurship, the Global Center of Entrepreneurship, which, as I mentioned earlier, has been launched in Turkey and Beirut. So right away, if you want to participate in some of the matchmaking events or the pitching event in Ghana, together with the Junior Chima International, we're having our even first matchmaking event with Japan on the 30th of October. Those are just to kickstart things as we work towards registering people with innovative and creative ideas to prepare them for the global pitching event first quarter next year.
Is there anything for education sector? So somebody involved in educational programs and wants to libraries, private schools and all of that. Is there something?
Actually, one of the things that is coming out is that there is now increasing demand for converting the books, the hard books that we see, into online, digital. And so that is a huge investment in education that will be there.
Okay. Yeah. And you will support something like that?
We will do that. And the way we support them is, these are the opportunities that are there. We bring the investors on board, and then we work with them on that. We manage that process. Now, there is a question that came, how do I get involved?
Yes.
So there are a couple of ways. Number one is that you will get the detailed information as things develop. So we will keep updating you on how things are. Second is that when the opportunities come, the investment opportunities come, and you are within that investment opportunity area, then we will come to you and we will help you link up with the investors that are there.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is there, Mr. Donkwami, you mentioned earlier that if you take the subsidies or the support for SMEs, for instance, that we are seeing government put together, you would want to research further and see how best it has gone down to those who really need the money. Is there a monitoring mechanism to ensure that however you engage these startups, the benefit will trickle down, the benefit will actually spread the way you want to spread?
I think one good opportunity is to use this current situation to formalize the informal sector. We all saw the rush to get TIN numbers. You go to any GRA office, long queues, whether they are hairdressers or they operate salons, everybody needed a TIN number to be able to access the stimulus package, which was something in the right direction. Yeah. I believe the COVID facility has other partners, such as PricewaterhouseCoopers, DHL. Why can't we, together with GRA, develop a very simple template for SMEs to be able to file their returns, to be able to pay their taxes, now that they've enjoyed a stimulus package and they're all queued to get in numbers, you know. So that's the business-worthy mindset that we're talking of. One way of formalizing the informal sector. That's one project we'll be looking at. The other one is to ensure open trade, to build their capacity by running very simple programs. ICC has an academy in Singapore. Now we've all, as a result of COVID, do a lot of things virtually. So you can go online and just study and then get free tuition on how to go international if you want to get involved in export or you want to import. You know, so the global network is available from our end. So those are the kind of advocacy responses we will be working on as part of this program here.
Okay, so somebody wants to find out if you have money devoted for all these things. First, to ensure that the one on the SDGs, develop SDG investment maps to guide investors in matching resources with innovative ideas, there's money. Establish ICC Africa Centers of Entrepreneurship to support startups and create jobs. This is already settled and we are taking advantage, there's money. Utilize the business tracker to protect business, to help save lives and livelihoods and SMEs. That is also available. That person wants to know. But let me also announce again the WhatsApp number. You can send your message if you have any questions. You want to know a lot about how you can take advantage of the For Better Business Together platform that was launched by the President in the course of the week. The WhatsApp number is 0559019177. The number that you can call, and I just noticed this number 055226. You're calling the WhatsApp line. Please call the regular line. It's 020-552-8353. 020-552-8353 is the number you should call. Sadoni Kwame, is everything set? Have you, now that it's launched, people are going to throng your offices and say, okay, I'm a startup, I have that, I want money. I want money. And Mr. Inshira, Dr. Inshira will talk a lot about that later. They want cash to start up.
I would say the platform, a lot of things will take off early next year.
Okay.
But we will start working with the universities and existing hubs through the Ministry for Business Development. So
is that to say individual startups and companies can't begin to approach now?
No, you can start working on your creative or innovative projects.
Okay.
You know, and then once the platform is developed, there will be a launch of the platform itself.
Yeah. Okay.
When is it likely to be? That's first quarter next year.
First quarter next year.
Yeah. The program itself has been launched. The individual initiatives within it, some maybe take off early next year. but at least the pilot will be running. The first thing, as we mentioned, is to look at protecting businesses, and that's related to the business tracker, which is already ongoing with statistical services. So the findings of it needs to be addressed. Then the next stage is the SDG investor maps. There is an SDG investor for the country. Now we're narrowing down to the districts to at least get an investor, SDG investor map for each district. Then the ICC Center of Entrepreneurship is an ongoing thing. So the digital platform is being developed. We'll be liaising with the state universities to at least kickstart work with the various hubs, the various universities as starters. Yeah.
Okay, so people need a lot more clarity, and this one from Godswill Fiagbe from Sugakope, he says, I need a lot more clarity from what has been launched to understand it better. And he says that who are the targeted people? And as a layman in Sugakope Volta region, doing my small one-corner business, how do I benefit from that? Mr. Kwame.
It depends on what type of benefit he's looking for. Does he want to scale up? Does he want to export? Does he want to import? Does he need a partner to expand? It depends on what his plans are.
Okay, so assume that he falls into all of these categories. What is there for them?
There is some support. As I mentioned, the main initiative is to inspire, educate, and also to connect. If he's looking for partners, currently within the ICC is a global network. We have the ICC Academy, we have the ICC Center of Entrepreneurship. So what he really needs, he needs to come out clearly with what he wants.
Are you in a position to connect an entrepreneur, for instance, to an investor in the Western countries, or what can a young business person benefit?
You can't connect immediately. We need to build you up. Yeah, we need to build you up.
So what would you expect before you can build them up to connect them?
Definitely, you should have a business, a registered business.
Okay.
If you've not even gotten a registered business and you have an idea, we need to put your idea together, and then we will weigh if it's something which is business worthy within the SDG-related environment, and it's something that needs to be looked at. So a concept should be developed, or an idea should be developed first. Yeah.
Okay, Doctor, you wanted to say something.
I just wanted to add just a few things. Yeah. So the sugar business, the one who has his own outfit. Mm-hmm. So this is how you will benefit. Number one, you'll be able to get the information that you require if you want to do, for example, engage in the continental free trade area, for example. Number two, if through the SDG investor maps, and food is one of them, and you fall into that category, then through a process of matchmaking, you'll be able to access an investment opportunity with a partner who will be able to work with you. Number three, let me say that when we think about development, money for development, we often rush to cash. But actually, money for investment, money for development is both in cash, the money that you take for yourself, but also the investments the private sector provides. And so, in totality, we will be able to get more investment and more money, both in terms of cash and investments.
Okay. So, Mr. Adonkap, for import and export, for instance, with all of these launched and with the sort of things you want to see emerge, or the objectives that you have, how will that affect the overall balance of trade, for instance, that we have in our country?
We need to build capacity. That's the most important thing. And there's been a lot of protectionism as a result of COVID. Most countries are looking inward and then
protecting their own,
their own territory, because even with very essential goods like medicines, you know, and it's brought to the fore the need for you to look at your own raw materials and then be able to see what you can transform into other products that can be exported. And as he mentioned, the Continental Free Trade Area is one good example. And the investor maps are not being done only in Ghana, it will be done in other African countries. Correct. And such data will be of essence for any potential Ghanaian who wants to take advantage of the AFCFTA, because we hardly even travel within the continent. If a Ghanaian wants to export to UK, it's quite simple. You will have family members, there are a lot of people you can call, or shops you can directly call to. If I want to export to Uganda, until I met Fred, I have nobody in there. You know, I have no knowledge of the business opportunities that are there for Ghanaian products. Apart from the fairs that we attend, now you can travel. Yeah. You know. So now, as I mentioned, on 30th October, we even trying a first one, a virtual matchmaking event for young entrepreneurs and our colleagues in Japan. Okay. Together with the Japanese embassy. And what we learned from the Japanese is that, yes, they are keen on setting up a car assembly plant in Ghana. But going forward, they believe Ghanaians should be able to make the components.
They should own the system.
We should start making the components. They should not bring all the parts here to assemble. So this is an opportunity for every young Ghanaian, if you are an engineering person, to start thinking about. Recently, our ladies won the robotics competition in the US. To build cars, definitely you need to build robots who can make those parts. So quickly.
So for somebody who falls in that category, and has that kind of innovative ideas and all of that, how can they reach out to ICC and then say that this is what I have? And at what point can they do that? When can they do that? Keep that in mind based on this question that this fellow has sent. He says, a friend in Korea is having the following project in Ghana and wants to know how best ICC can be of support for expansion. Located in Ekumfi, Ewiem, near New Life Chapel on 4 plots of land, 3,000 beds currently, but anticipating to increase it to 10,000 beds at a goal, and intention is to supply all the big hotels in central and western regions of Ghana. This is coming from one Obing Asare, Peel, Ghana. So basically, this is a project he's got. How can they come to you, or how can ICC be of help?
It's not just ICC, it's a partnership together with the Ministry of Business Development. So the partners of the 4BBT can approach us or the Ministry of Business Development or UNDP, any of us. And then if the idea is to look for local markets, we'll create a platform for him to look for a market within Ghana, and then based on the stages model, look for export opportunities within the continent and then outside, outside the continent.
Another one says, if someone has a skill, you have a skill, you have the idea of a particular business, and you have no capital to start, can the program be of help?
Yeah, that's the pitching event.
Yes.
You know,
okay.
You pitch. So start.
At that point, you don't have any capital, but you can pitch your idea.
We match you with an investor.
Okay.
And the investors are not, with the presidential pitch, it's the government that provides some support.
Okay.
But we're looking at you coming up with something that will attract the big investors around the world, the Alibabas and the others, to be part of a project of that nature.
Okay. Henry from Kaswa says, I want to start poultry business to meet both the international and external demands. I have acquired a piece of land towards this. Please, how can I benefit from this for better business technology? So he says, together, he says that at the appropriate time you can pitch your ideas. Is that what it is? Let's link this to the African Continental Free Trade. Now, with what you have launched, how will that boost the objectives of the Continental Free Trade Agreement? Okay. Doctor, you want to start? No, maybe I'll let you start because I know Uganda, or you like Kelewele. And in Uganda, you like Kelewele. And Doctor had privately admitted to me that he wishes that there's a whole area of building and developing Kelewele as part of the after.
Maybe we'll start exporting Kelewele.
They eat a lot of fried plantain.
You know, I remember early in the 70s or 80s or 90s, I read in some magazine that they used to fry cassava in Ghana, and they usually call it Uganda.
You like Kelewele?
Kelewele. So, so a lot of people in Uganda actually eat Kelewele.
I see.
But it's not as much as it is here in Ghana. And even that simple idea of saying, how do we make this Kelewele cross the borders, across the continent? I think that's a very good idea. But specifically, the Continental Free Trade Area, like I mentioned to you, there are two statistics that are really very critical. First, 30% do not know about the Continental Free Trade Area. I mean, businesses. And 78% would like to take advantage of it once they know. And so, for me, the way it would think very critically is not to see it in a short term. It's think about it in a long-term perspective. If you come up with young people knowing that their market is not limited to their district and not even to their country, but across the continent, the imagination becomes different. And there are many things that now will evolve as a result of that. And so me, I will take that principle, that idea of saying, let us first help people appreciate and understand what the Continental Free Trade Area is. Second, let us expand imagination. Let's remove the bottlenecks that may exist. We don't know all of them now, but we will be able to address each and every one as it comes along. And then finally, I think once we are able to have the right mindset, and then we will have the right investment.
And Mr. Dunkami, so if you have established ICC centers, for instance, for entrepreneurs, there's a Kelewele producer or somebody who wants to package it better, like the way we have Pringles and we have all of that, and package it so well and send it out there. Because recently, out of the government's policy of food for planting and jobs also, we heard about a lot of plantains coming out and all that.
For food and jobs.
Yes. So if we want to scale up some of these things, if somebody has idea, wants to scale up some of these agricultural, well, agro-business sort of, is there something for it? Is there agriculture embedded in this? Because we've talked a lot about IT and all that.
That's the number one product we intend looking at. You know, as a result of COVID, the first thing everybody was looking for was food. Clothing was second or third. Cars and stuff were second or third. We all wanted to stay healthy. And it's so strange. All of a sudden, I realized that tea is not only coffee and Lipton. Now we can even have prekese as tea. And that's what I drink almost every morning. Prekese, moringa, and all kinds of herbs put together can be drunk as tea. You know, so these are products that are coming up. You know, all kinds of herbs, tropical,
and can be properly packaged.
You can only get them in Ghana. You know, another is shea butter. I checked with DHL, and they said the amount of shea butter that was exported, you know, by small industries within Ghana by courier was that much. You know, that was the fastest business during the COVID period, since a lot was not going through the ports. And you can only get it here. And the good news is, as a result of the Green Climate Fund, I understand Forestry Commission will be planting a lot of shea butter trees around the country. These are some of, once we have more of that, you can have a lot of people investing in shea butter products for cosmetics, for food, for whatever. So the potential is there. And anything made in Ghana command some premium within Africa. I've organized a lot of trade fairs on the continent, and everything Ghanaian, I was in Angola sometime, everything Ghanaian, everybody likes it.
Okay.
So the potential is there. ICC is a network of over 40 million companies and in almost 100 countries. So the various chambers of commerce, business associations that are members of ICC within the continent are all part of our network. And they are also ready to put the network on that platform for those who want to focus on the African
And they can
market.
take advantage of all the opportunities. So Michael is calling us from OT region. Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hello, my brother. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm calling from OT region, as you said. Greetings to the big men this evening.
Good evening.
Very, very happy with the discussion. By then, I want to just give a little contribution. This is my dream. I have some little solution to our plastic waste currently.
Okay.
I use the bottles to create flowers. I use the same bottles to create dustbins. I use the disposable cups in creating lights. The spoons, I use it in creating disco lights. And then change the same bottle. So with these techniques, this mindset of helping young guys who are coming up with technology, I wish I would have been happy to have a contact with these people so that I would send them some of the items I'm talking about. If they can help me develop it, I would have been very, very grateful.
Okay. Now, so plastic waste is what he deals with, and he converts them into a whole lot of good stuff. There are quite a number of people asking for your contact offices and all of that, which we will come to. So based on what he has talked about, his request to have your contact and then give it out if you so wish. But so if you take the converting some of these waste into better products for usage and all of that, I reckon that is part of the SDGs. And all
recycling,
reuse.
Yeah.
What is there for somebody with that innovative idea as well?
Those are the kind of things we want to encourage.
You are looking at
solutions to our problems. Yeah, these are the kind of creative ideas that we want to encourage. Yeah.
So somebody like Michael, what can be the next step for him now that he has heard you? He has also seen the president launching this whole business. What is next?
The first step is to more or less get ready to participate in the pitching competition, and then the most important thing is whatever he has, he should put it on paper. He can still contact us whilst we help develop whatever he has to prepare him for the pitching event.
Doctor, I want to get back to you on the continent-wide. This has begun in Ghana now. How are we ensuring that we will be able to take it to the other countries? Is it going to go beyond Ghana, and at what point? And how are we getting the other African nations to embrace this idea?
Yes. So, let me make a small distinction.
Or just because this fellow has been on the line for a while, let me pick him and then. Hello, Seth.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Seth.
Okay. Yes, I'm calling from TEMA. I would like to say that...
Kindly speak up a little bit for us, please, so that we can hear you clearly.
Okay. Yes, I would like to say that I was just listening in, and I would say it's a very good and as they are doing. Actually, I'm also a distributor of egg powder. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's the usual eggs that we do, but we use a freeze-drying method and we make it into egg powder. And so far, the marketing has been very, very difficult and a challenge for us because we have some companies here in Ghana. They are foreign companies, and they use egg powder as their raw material. But when you go to them, they are not willing to use ours, but they prefer to import from other countries or their home countries.
Okay.
And it's been very difficult for us. So on this platform, I think we can take advantage of it, and we are really looking forward to it to ensure we take full advantage of it.
Thank you.
benefit.
Thank you, Seth. So
access to
you're
market.
getting a lot of prospects. Yes, access to market.
Yeah, but is he registered with the Ghana Standards Authority? Maybe
so that would be a requirement?
Of standards, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe the companies in Ghana are not accepting his products as a result of issues to do with standards. Yeah.
So that's one thing I wanted you to clarify, qualities or qualifications.
Yeah.
Legibility, how can somebody be eligible for some of these things? So the standards, for instance.
The various support for SMEs is not just the stimulus. If it's of a technical nature, ours will be to direct you to the various agencies or connect you to the various agencies that can help you address whatever challenge you face in here.
Okay. We have put together, and from next week, this week we'll just give you a snippet of it. From next week, we are going to be serializing some of the SDGs and the expectations of industries and companies, including what the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is doing, what the Ghana Revenue Authority, all the sectors within the maritime industry are doing as far as that area is concerned. We'll play a little bit of it for you to see very soon, and then after that we can let you comment. Okay. Do we have a caller on the line? Yes. Okay. Hello, good evening. Do we have CK on the line? Hello, CK.
Yes, I'm speaking from the Volta region.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. I really like the way you are handling this program this evening. I can say that looking at the lower Volta basin, we have a lot of opportunities here for business development.
Okay.
Given the Volta River, the way winds have overgrown the river, breeding billions of mosquitoes that spread malaria in our communities. We have a way of cutting off these weeds on the river and turning the weeds into feeds for animals.
Okay.
But seriously speaking, we would need support from a network like the way the one you having the discussion with you right now. I want to find out how would they come into the aid of these people who are these fantastic ideas of cutting the weeds, converting the weeds into feeds for animals, burying the waterway so that water can easily flow from the Akosombo Dam through Kusi Dam, into the sea, so that we get good flow of the water to generate more hydro and also to develop them.
Yeah.
These things are all there. Our political leaders are just messing up.
Okay.
We are so weak. They're just messing up everything.
CK, I think the point is made. Let them respond to it.
Yeah. We expect the SDG investor maps
to take care of things like
to
that.
capture, because they're now moving straight to the districts. And from the ICC point, we believe we should be able to even come out with one product per community. At least each community should be able to come out with one unique product which they can identify themselves with. Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to play the president launching of the For Better Business Together again while we just take a breather. And then I see quite a number of people on the line as well. Let them just absorb that. And then we'll also come back, play a snippet of that SDG promo that we're talking about shortly. So, Joe, if the president's launching of the For Better Business Together is ready, let's have that.
Ministry of Business Development, the Republic of Ghana, and in collaboration with the UNDP, the ICC, and the Business for Peace Foundation, I'd like to welcome you to the global launch of For Better Business Together. Ladies and gentlemen, please be on your feet as we welcome His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
this juncture, I have the singular honor and privilege to introduce to you His Excellency President Abdul Nkokfado, ECOWAS Chairman, Co-Chair of SDGs, and Mr. Dua. You're welcome.
I thank the organizers of this event for the invitation to participate and deliver this address at the global launch of For Better Business Together. On behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I declare the For Better Business Together project duly launched. May God bless Ghana, the Kingdom of Norway, the ICC, the UNDP, and us all. I thank you for your attention.
Okay, so that's the chairperson, the current chairperson of the Economic Community of West African States, launching that For Better Business Together there. What I talked to you about earlier is the SDGs that we are going to serialize on this platform. Every week we will bring you something that's been done, innovative stuff that's been done within the maritime industry, the port and maritime industry in particular, to also help in achieving the SDGs. So that's been prepared, and I'll call for that shortly. But Doctor, I wanted to know what we are doing to extend this beyond Ghana. Is it only Ghana? Because he mentioned that it's only Ghana for now. It's Ghana as a pilot for the continent. Is it going to go beyond Ghana?
Okay. So there are several elements. There is the COVID-19 global facility. That is where Ghana is one of the 4 countries.
Yes.
Then,
together with Colombia, Philippines, and Turkey. Okay.
Then there is the Continental Free Trade Area.
Okay.
The Continental Free Trade Area, the Secretariat is in Ghana, but the Secretariat is responsible for the whole continent. So we are hosting it, but their responsibility is across the continent.
Yeah.
The responsibility for FT, for the Continental Free Trade Area for Ghana, is the Ministry of Trade. And they have set an outfit there that is supporting that process. But what we will benefit in terms of making, since it is here, is that if we have good models, if we have good approaches, then since they are closer to us, we can always ask them for any input.
Yeah.
If we want information, we can reach out to them easily. And then in terms of how then this can expand beyond Ghana, for better business together, we already have different countries participating in different forums. For example, the SDG maps is in 4 other countries, in Nigeria, Uganda, and Rwanda.
Okay.
And so we will be able to expand slowly and reach other countries as well.
Mr. Adonukam, why do we have so we have the COVID facility, and Ghana is the only one on the continent. There's also another one, the Future of Business Program, is it? Yeah. The Future of Business Program.
Yeah.
That's
more of the pitching event.
That's the pitching event. And that's also, Ghana is leading the continent.
Yeah. So the first, and then we try and have it in other African countries.
What has positioned us this way?
It's because of the good things that are happening here. We have one of the best entrepreneurial ecosystem on the continent. Yeah, arguably one of the best entrepreneurial ecosystem. And strangely enough, we have a ministry solely responsible for that. So you have a ministry that you can engage directly.
You're talking about the business development?
Ministry for Business Development, yeah. So the focus is on that. Okay. And then we have some private sector initiatives. We have all kinds of hubs which are doing very well. Okay. And then some Ghanaian creative and innovative ideas have been able to pitch on the global level and been accepted. So it's nothing new, and you better off kickstarting something in Ghana because of the youthful population that we have here, well-educated youthful population. And then if you want to have a mix of a very well-developed economy or underdeveloped, you better off, and you want something in the middle. Ghana fits in perfectly. And we all believe if it works in Ghana, it can work anywhere. So Ghana being chosen because the enabling environment has been created by the present government. And then from the past initiatives that have been undertaken by the president being a co-chair of the eminent group of promoters of the SDG, made it imperative for himself and the Prime Minister of Norway to launch this particular program. Yeah. So all adds up. Yeah. And then to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Kofi Annan's own initiative of uniting business for a better world. And we've also handled the COVID pandemic very well with what we're doing at our airport, which most countries want to copy. Yeah. You know. So you add all this up together with we hosting the AFCFT Secretariat. So
we are better placed.
Yeah, so a lot of things are yet to take off in 2021. Yeah. The AFCFT takes off 1st January 2021. Most of the initiatives under 4BBT will take off 1st January 2021.
First quarter 2021.
Yeah, the first quarter, yeah. Okay.
And then the president is also ECOWAS chair. Does that help in any way? And what also do you expect that regional bloc to do to help some of these causes that you are undertaking?
Yeah, we all know the problems with ECOWAS. It's an economic community, but it's hard to deal with a lot of political issues. Currently, he's been able to, the president been able to resolve the issue with Mali. We have a member of ECOWAS also vying for the post of the WTO Director General, and we hope she wins.
And she's shortlisted among
just
two now.
So if she wins, it's a plus for ECOWAS, and we hope with her in that position and Nigeria being the key major component of ECOWAS, it will also help alleviate or resolve most of the issues that are making doing business within ECOWAS a bit difficult. Yeah. Okay. So all the bottlenecks will be removed. For
Let me pick Naida as my last caller because she's been on the line for a while and she's calling from Tamale. She's the last one, and then we can end the discourse. Hello, Naida.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Please, I'm Naida Ibrahim calling from Tamale.
Okay.
Please, I'm a caterer. Okay. And I want to know if the organization can help me to book it. I have a land, and already I'm doing the business.
Nice.
Caterer.
Good. Agriculture. Dr. Magish, do we have anything around that, or Mr. Donikwame?
Yeah,
Caterera with good ideas who hope to big it up and then probably have a canned factory out of beef and all that.
There are so many business ideas.
Okay.
You know, so many of them. So
what can Naida, for instance, do? What do you expect from her to be able to assess the opportunities coming up?
She just needs to get her act together.
Doing what?
Whatever ideas.
What acts should she put together?
She should know what she wants from.
She says she wants to expand, and probably can you advise her to?
Straight away, is maybe access to finance to build a proper infrastructure. You know, so you need to put your books together to be access those funds. If he needs a partner who can help him scale up, that can also be worked on. Yeah.
Do you have a sorry, Doctor?
Yes, I just wanted to also add that sometimes what the small businesses need is probably not necessarily money. It's probably the knowledge on how to push that forward. Yes. And one of the issues related to this, which will be coming as part of this package, will be what we are calling the volunteer credits.
Okay.
Now, this is how we'll be able to, when other countries, when COVID set up, our countries went for money. But we have our people here. So that volunteer credit scheme is to work with the professional associations to help her, person like her, so that she can be able to address certain aspects of things without necessarily spending or even spending a little bit of money. And so in a tangible way, even without money, she has the possibility to benefit through this process as well.
Okay, so the reason we have taken all the seriousness in this subject is that the more the likes of NIDA is able to expand her cattle farm, and then we have a beef processing factory, that we can have a corned beef, for instance, being well packaged from Ghana and exported. And when it's used, is exported through the port, there's a lot of money coming to the port and coming to the country.
Can I come in?
Yes, please.
The ICC Entrepreneur Hub does that.
Okay.
We usually match entrepreneurs with experts, global experts in a particular industry. And they will guide and support people like her. And then they will mentor and they will also coach. So once that platform is developed, whatever concept or whatever you already have on the ground, you know, taking a cue from what we have in Turkey and what we have in Beirut, you know, that's exactly what we'll have here.
Okay. So let me take a snippet of the SDGs and then we'll pick our international news as well as the schedules of the vessels that are bringing your goods into the country. First, the SDG message. Waste segregation is mainly separating and sorting of waste to facilitate recycling and reuse where applicable. When waste is effectively segregated, revenue is gained from the sale of recyclables, waste sent to dump site, cost on waste disposal, and ensures environmental protection and monitoring. Waste segregation also reduces the use of newer resource, fire hazards, odors, and leads to improved aesthetics and sanitation in vicinities. Above all, waste segregation satisfies most of the UN targeted sustainable development goals. Today, the types of waste generated in the port include organic garbage and other general waste, paper waste, plastic waste, wood and pallet waste, used tires, waste oil, sawdust, construction waste, and electronic waste. This is a preview of what to expect. Every week we'll bring you something on SDGs. Now, if you watch all the way to the end, you see how it's connected. The UN Secretary General speaks in it, or the UN executives are speaking into it. The high-level actors and actresses are all advocating towards getting the goals of the SDGs across the countries and across institutions. And the Port and Harbours Authority has commenced a lot of innovations that you will be seeing, all of them highlighted in our SDG series. Next up, international port news.
Construction works have officially begun for the Côte d'Ivoire terminal, Abidjan's second container terminal, which is expected to become operational at the end of 2021. According to terminal operator APM Terminals, a part of Danish shipping giant Maersk, the groundbreaking ceremony for the new facility took place on 5th October 2020 in the presence of Côte d'Ivoire government officials. The start of the construction works comes following the signing of the contract with construction engineering company China Harbour Engineering Company. Located adjacent to the existing Abidjan terminal and operated in the future by a joint venture between Bolloré Ports and APM Terminals, the new facility is expected to enhance the competitiveness of the port with the addition of 1.2 million TEU in annual throughput capacity in its first phase of development. Kribi Multipurpose Terminal, a Cameroonian subsidiary of International Container Terminal Services, has started commercial operations at the multi-purpose terminal located in the port of Kribi in Cameroon, Central Africa. Located within the port of Kribi, KMT is purposely built to handle multi-purpose shipping line services, including ro-ro, project and heavy lift cargo, forestry products, dry bulk, and other general cargoes, and to offer support services to the oil and gas industry. Under the 25-year concession contract, KMT has committed to develop, operate, and maintain the multi-purpose facility at Kribi, a newly built deep-water port located 170 kilometers south of Douala. Specifically, Phase 1 consists of 265 meters of the berth and 10 hectares of the yard, while Phase 2 includes an additional 350 meters of the berth and 23 hectares of the yard. The whole facility has 16 meters of water depth. Japanese shipping firm Asahi Tanker Company has placed an order for the construction of 2 electrically powered tankers. Japanese shipbuilders Kowa Sangu Company and Nimura Sozen KK will be in charge of constructing 1 vessel each, while Kawasaki Heavy Industries will serve as the system integrator for the duo. The 2 ships, described as the world's first zero-emission electric-powered tankers, are slated for delivery in March 2022 and March 2023, respectively. According to Navigate's response, a global crisis communications network, media and communications response to the grounding and subsequent fuel leak from MV Wakasho was insufficient, belated, and lacked in empathy with those affected by the spill. The Japanese Cape-size bulker ran aground on a reef off Mauritius on July 25, and the vessel broke apart on August 15, causing a major fuel spill. The lack of information about the accident from trusted sources and relevant parties made the accident open to media speculation and unconfirmed claims, causing the spread of misinformation and fear among the affected population. Navigate's response believes a better communication strategy could have lessened the damage done to the reputations of MOL and Nagashiki Shipping, charterer and owner of the vessel. According to the latest Global Port Tracker report, imports at major retail container ports in the United States reached an all-time high this summer as retail sales bounced back from the pandemic and merchants replenished inventories and stocked up early for the holiday season. U.S. ports covered by Global Port Tracker handled 2.1 million TEUs in August. That was up 9.7% from July and up 8% year over year. It was the highest number of containers imported in a single month since the National Retail Federation began tracking imports in 2002, beating 2.04 million TEU seen in October 2018 ahead of a scheduled tariff increase.
Okay, so we're wrapping up here in the studio, and Doctor says I should give out this email address for a lot of you who have been asking how to get in contact with the secretariat. It's not set up. Do we have a secretariat set up for this?
For the group?
There.
Oh, currently, all the partners have an aspect of it they're handling.
Okay.
We are handling the
separate.
of entrepreneurship.
Okay,
yeah.
so you don't have
so we have
one secretariat?
But we have the website, the 4bbt.org. Yeah.
Okay, so that website, I think, should be on the screens for you to access, www.4bbt.org. That is for Better Business Together, for BBT. So the 4 is actual 4. And then BBT, it should be on the screen pretty shortly. Registry.gh@undp.org. Registry.gh@undp.org is also another website that you can, email address that you can access. www.gh.undp.org is also another you should be able to access. Now, this message, it's on the earlier subject that we touched on, the cancer. A D from a shaman says, I have a seminoma of the right testicular. I am jobless and need your help to treat myself. Okay, Eddie, the message definitely will go to Dr. Helen Tete and the entire IMA team. But you can also take advantage of the month and get to IMA, have yourself screened and share your concerns with them. I'm sure they should be able to help you. Doctor, you give us your last message as we end. 4BBT has been launched. UNDP is fully involved. What do you want the people to know?
So I want people to know that really this is an opportunity for consolidating the efforts that Ghana has been putting in place related to the businesses.
Yeah.
And I also want to say that when, for us who are outside, who come from outside Ghana, when we think about Ghana, we think about transformation.
Yeah.
And how I wish that Ghana could read the transformation of the continent from here. So those are the two messages that I...
We will lead it.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you are rest assured. Mr. Adonukam, don't you agree with me?
Oh, I agree with you.
We will lead one time.
Yeah.
What, for your side as well, because I'm sure from today, people are going to throng your offices, or you're going to be swamped by a lot of messages, folks trying to make inquiries.
Yeah, but they should remember that there's the need to still social distance. and we need to develop more digital solutions to contain COVID. And as I mentioned earlier, we have an event coming up, a virtual matchmaking event with our colleagues in Japan.
Okay.
And then we need to rebuild better together. And Ghana is not just leading the continent, we're leading the entire world. Once we get it right, we believe whatever program we have here replicated elsewhere.
Okay, so the email address again, www.4bbt, that's the website, 4bbt.org is the website, registry.gh@undp.org, and www.gh.undp.org. Thank you for watching the program. It's been produced, executive producers, Mrs. Issy Soderberg and Mrs. Esther J.B. Donko. Quite a number of people supported the program. Alex was a man who made you hear virtually everything. Also, William Abekukina behind and making everything happen live and color. Tobias Intor supports the program as well. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week.